Hey everybody, this is Jimo from pulsesetter-sounds, and today, big day for us, a release of our first commercial sample library. So yeah, it's epic, babies. What the fuck? I'll tell you all the story. So basically, we recorded a whole bunch of baby toys and processed the shit out of them. So from just like a little rattle or baby toys, and then transform it to something like this. Does not sound like baby toys. That's why it's so epic. No, I think we came up with the name for other reasons. But anyways, I'll show you the sounds. It is more of a contextual walkthrough. So we've been doing we've been doing sound sets for a while, and people know us for sound sets or don't know us, but that's what we kind of been doing. But we've been doing actually our own samples and sound design in Los Angeles for over a decade now, for our own stuff, for other friend stuff. And also I did it for film post-production, like regular post sound design for like ever. But now I'm doing music sound design. And so Freddie and I, Freddie Scheinfeld, great composer, is the other half of pulsesetter-sounds, and I were planning, this, like, oh, let's use all the samples we use, and then record new shit, and then all this stuff that we're like, oh, dreams, blah, 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 and then tragedy struck. We had kids, we both had kids, not with each other. Our wives had kids. So my wife, I had a kid, well, not me, my wife. I didn't do shit. I was just being drunk all day and just hang around. And then Freddie had a kid like a few months later. So it was like, what the fuck are we gonna do? There's no time. So we decided to do this project within all the other projects that we're doing. It's like, oh, let's just record a whole bunch of toys, figure out, build up our arsenal of sound design to expand what people might like in terms of sound design. That's using reactor ensembles, hardware. I have a bunch of synth in this. You can't see it, but that sort of stuff, and process some granular, you name it. Every new plugin, shit, all stuff from like 2003, like reactor ensembles from like 2002 or 3 that I got from Berkeley that I haven't seen like anywhere else. But yeah, we had kids, and it was like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, I had a kid, Freddie had a kid, our session drummer, Euro Zambrano, had a kid. He's like Stevie Wonder's percussionist, LA Philharmonic percussionist. Then another friend who's also a composer, and friends that already have kids. So too many fucking kids. Anyways, but that meant that we had a shit ton of baby toys. We have little xylophones, the digital, plastic little digital toy. I'll see if I can add pictures while I show the sounds. Okay, so I'll show the sounds. So let's see. Okay, so I'm jumping around. This is Storytime, and then showing. Basically, we did this GUI for the samples. We recorded a whole bunch of kids' toys. I was saying xylophones, little digital toys, a circuit bend type of thing, and even our kids screaming. We recorded it and processed them. We didn't like hit them and get them to cry. They were crying. We put a microphone on, and our wives are not too happy about that, but we made them sound. Just to give you more an idea of the context of the library and how would you use it and the type of sounds. So I'll go through the sounds, but for example, our kids' screams. No, that's a regular brand. So that's Freddie's kid. That's a regular one. Very like visceral, like so it was amazing. A funny thing, when we put the teaser out, and said, well, it's epic for babies. And then somebody in a Facebook group, I think for Trailer Composer, was like, yep, that's what I did when my son was born. I made Brahms out of his screams, and it works. It gives you that sort of like a hybrid, but mixed with synth and some sort of voice thing. So it's more like impactful. Anyway, so it's divided into, it's some specs, 200 sounds, 200 instruments, and I'll show you some of them. And then it's 6 gigabytes of original content, and then like 10,000 samples. I think it's 10,000, 6 to 10,000. I don't know. Those are hard to count, but it's a lot of round robins. So we recorded. It was like a yoga ball, and so every bounce, or we bounced it or hit it, and it was several times, and then each of those samples we apply processing. So the same processing, so it's kind of like a round robin, weird ass, just to give you an idea what I'm talking about. Also, they do that trick where like it's the samples multi-sample but spread through the keyboard. So you get very common film scoring and sound design thing. So you go really low and you get more of that horror like thing. Okay, so here are the instruments. So it's like a baby bathtub. So it's not only hits, but put it like a rubber band playing them, and record it several times. The project was all about doing it fast and the most variety of sound design possible. We fail miserably of doing it fast because doing the GUI is not only expensive, but takes a lot of fucking time just developing and all that sort of stuff. We actually have already like 5 different GUIs for our different projects, and they're looking amazing. So keep tuned. I think we're gonna give this one a huge discount and release kind of more of the get to know us price. So get it fast, because after that it's just regular price, and that you'll see it on the website. Okay, so I don't know if you have a YouTube small screen, but every time I hit a baby's eyes open, how freaky is that? And this whole storyline with Pulsesetter is the main character of our own made-up universe where this guy is a musician in a dystopian cyberpunk future. You can read the comics at pulsesetter-sounds.com. At the bottom, we have like the summary. We are really into sci-fi. Okay, so yoga ball, water bottle. So fun stuff, and it's so, odd, like where to place it. So is that for that sort of like sci-fi score, hybrid scoring, horror, drama. Let me see. So this one is a mix of all the drums. So the mod wheel, usually not all of sound sets and instruments are going to be like filter cut off, like the main thing. I think for film scoring, that's kind of like the main to go. I don't think you can see my hand. Yeah, so fun stuff that you can use it. Epic tambourine, let's hear that. Okay, so we also have the big knob here. Press it, and then we have a pan on this side. And then we have, where'd you go? And then another volume knob besides the one in contact. So you can just learn media automation and pan it not only to CC7, but sometimes the controllers. Change that so you can do other things. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, and here are the effects. So, you know, filter, distortion, delay, reverb, lo-fi, EQ, convolution. These are custom made IRs, or yeah, some of them, and other ones we got license for. LFO and tremolo and pan, and then the envelope. So it's a pretty simple GUI, but it gets the job done because there's some stuff that you add. The convolution takes it to the next level. So very useful. Okay, so percussion again. You choose the different categories up here. So we have, you know, the ones that were made using a yoga ball. It's baby paraphernalia, it's baby related items. So water bottle. And here's like all together, and then tambourine. Cool. So, and now let's start in the middle. I should have just started with ambiances. Okay, so ambiances is just kind of like stingers, kind of hits. So yeah, those were made with baby bathtub, so I have no idea. I don't remember now. So baby tambourine. More. So it's kind of hard to describe this library because what the fuck is this sound? So it's like some weird pitched ambient, but still is very useful for scoring kind of like horror or drama. So that's also a good thing about having it in all in one GUI, because this sort of thing, loading it up and waiting to be loaded is kind of like, but if you have it right here, you have like the option of pitching it way down, give you one feeling. So you can use this patch for a whole scene if you're scoring, and you can just do a lot of things as opposed to, you know, doing it yourself and having to like do that. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, just processing, I'm trying to say. Okay, so it's that sort of sounds, and then the effects. So again, all the 200 sounds are within these patches here. Yeah, that I'm showing here. And then also some bonus sequences that I'll get into it in a second. So this is kind of like percussive, tonal, kind of like, it's a lot of weird shit, but very, very, I love this sort of stuff. And it's, again, round robin. So it's to experiment, but also kind of this sort of style, for me at least, is it's doing several tracks of different, this sort of, like not playing so many melodies. Just doing that melody. It's like, no. For this sort of style of music, this sort of hybrid, horror, that sort of thing, it's just having one sound. Just more spread out, because just the information, the frequency information is so overwhelming. And you're gonna have also an orchestra on top of it and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like just one hit. And already it gives you that feeling of, I don't know, some sort of vampire slayer future. I'm thinking of Blade Runner. I don't know why I'm thinking of Blade Runner. Okay, so here, did I go through? Okay, so. I'm gonna add some distortion. Where are you? Distortion, here we go. Oh, so you select it, and inside you press, what do you wanna, you know, press it on and off. It lights up, so. Okay, so off, I'm turning these off for the next. So risers. Risers, downers, and screams. Damn. that's one of our kids also. Okay, alien chatter. Okay, so let's see this one. We should make some challenges saying like make a whole score based on that. Okay, spacing out. Let me just finish the walkthrough. Sorry. Okay, get all into it. Okay, so. Again, round robin. Reverse nuclear wave. Okay, so that was effects. Impacts, already showed impacts. Oh, loops. I started a little bit with loops, but to give you more of an idea, we did a bunch of loops, combination loops. Have like a little feel at the end. That way it's useful, so it's not too overwhelming with the fill, but also it gives that sense of it's not just a loop, kind of. There's like a little feel, like more real, human. Okay, so then it's combination loops without the snare. So for me, those are a little bit more useful for scoring, because once you have a snare in the score, it's kind of like that pop music is gonna pop any second. It's gonna be a pop track. So it's, once you have that snare in 2 and 4, it grabs too much attention from the audience. In my opinion, for certain scores. I know there's a bunch of scores with, but just imagine John Williams' score and then suddenly tan 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 tan. You start hearing a snare, you're like, fuck. Sorry, I had to. So then it's also all the individual elements. So the hats, so you have one patch of just hats. So it's very useful if you're just scoring like a TV show. Just to start it off. And it's just not a regular hi-hat. There's a little pitch going there. And then the kicks and low. We call it lows because a lot of it is just kind of like a taiko hybrid thing. Mid and toms. Cool, and then snares. I can't believe we left this one. This is kind of like Smash Mouth song. And nobody's gonna tell me la 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 la. Oh well, too late. This is what's going. I'm redeeming ourselves after that other sample. So why are these all separate? Because here we have the design loop suite, which means we spread out the kick, snares, mid, and highs on the keyboard. That way you can combine. For example, this one, the snare. Or another snare. Another snare. Or toms or hat. Another kick. So same thing. Would be great for underscoring a video game. Right now I'm at 120 BPM. If you lower the speed, that's gonna sound a bit better. Okay, so that gives you an idea. There are two more. I know that's it. Three. Three total. Okay, so and then we have Pats. once you start doing more of the GUI stuff. Whoa. There's a few delay. Oh, reverb. These obviously sound much better with plasticky. Oops, I have way too much. So those are cool because they're kind of okay. So okay, so that gives you an idea. Of the pads. I think we already went through percussion. Oh, tonal. So these were made kind of like keyboard, kind of more melody oriented. Don't reach that low. More fun there. Oh, let's go here. Undescribable, some sort of bram metal with, I think there's somebody's kit in there. That's my kit. It sounds like a dinosaur, which sounds like my kit. So, it's good for trailer composers, but I haven't gotten to the surprise. We also made a whole set of trailer sounds. Fuck, already spoiled it. Okay, it's coming. So, obviously, I mentioned the xylophone. And we have a shit ton of those. Real number. So I suggest strongly to to watch out with the pitch, because they're transformed so much, some of these, that the format might be shifting to another pitch while the root note is still like another pitch. It's a sound design lingo for saying watch out with the pitch. Just amazing, like how fun, like how cool it can get with sound design. Playing something that sounds like arpeggiated sequence, but it dies off, but at the same time you hear something in the background. It's like a train with the root notes, almost like a reverb. So it's more on the creative side. So it's interesting how people are going to interpret and play these sounds. So as a sound designer, that's kind of like my goal. Just push the envelope on sound design and not have like the same old things. So this is just the regular. This is how the original has some reverb, I think. So most of the sounds are from this. So it's just a little bit treated, so it's longer sustain. Because there's little toys, it's really hard to capture. I needed to record several times, like the bathtub, the baby bathtub, and the xylophone, just because I didn't get, the right length or the bass. Baby toys don't have a lot of bass, so you have to like get very creative. Okay. Interesting. So with the GUI, it's so cool because you get something that sounds a little bit like, what the fuck is that? To make it sound like, oh fuck, it sounds like $1 million. That's a that's a quote from Tyler Bates, I think it is. How to make your movie score sound like $1 million. Not that easy. Oh, okay. I already went here. That's from one of those yoga bowls my wife used to, I don't know, sit on it. Something about posture, maternity. I sound like an asshole, but yeah, it's all the woman's. That point is all the woman's job. I'm just there, like I did something, and now I'm just hanging around. Oh wait, no. So that's one of the things I like to bring into the sound design world, contact instrument libraries that I feel like I haven't seen a lot in other sample libraries. Usually a sound like a hybrid sample like that, it would be just one note repeated and the volume changing on that one note. But, that something like that could bring like a whole fucking cue with just that note. Well, obviously, you'll need more. I'm sure you're not here to check my composition. So I'll move forward. But yeah, no, hopefully you can find, good use to this if you're doing scoring dark hybrid stuff, horror. You can, do this first and then add your own orchestra layers or other instruments, or the other way around. You completed a score and then now you're adding some transitional elements, some sync, how do you call it? Stingers. Filmmakers love that shit. It's like the emotional context when he says shit. Obviously not. I'm exaggerating here. Okay, so toy maraca. Oh, so that's a little maraca, like little gugu maraca. And that's only one sound. Oh, so this is from a little synthesizer, baby synth. Okay, so that was the tonal ones. So a lot of sound design type of tonal, keyboardy, lead, odd sounds, but more tonal in pitch, but still keep an eye out on that, on the pitch between your instruments, like a string, like a string legato, and then one of the other ones that were more hybrid. Okay, so here's the big surprise, a bonus section. So basically, I've seen libraries cost a lot of money for this just one patch. So hopefully you can get a good value out of this. So Brahms, it's 12 or 13. And then divided into Brahms. Are different from the other hits. Okay, so those are the impacts, and then like the risers would be on a separate patch. Then swoosh. And then the tails. So it's all different materials, completely new, different material from the other ones. Although some of it sounds a little bit. Sounds a little bit like the ambiances from above, but it's been processed, so it fits with the trailer hits because there's a trailer breakout where you can mix rise and impact. Tails. So a lot of material here. It's basically its own little library. I don't know if it's one of those like full-on fledged library, but a lot of cool sounds. Plus, you can obviously change them even more with a GUI. And then the bonus sequences is just more patches. Just one patch. There's no submenu, so it's all those are the patches. So let's go here. Sequence that we prepare, so you can just use it using the normal samples from the main library. But because it's pitch, I don't know. I find it useful. I have a couple of 4 different plugins. So very fun. Fun. Cool. So, well, I went through, I think, all of them, talked a lot. I think it's almost an hour now. Hopefully you like it. I'll add time codes for those who already saw the whole video. Now you're gonna be like, fucking dude, you should have said that at the beginning. But hopefully you'll understand a little bit more the purpose and the type of sounds, because I feel like if you just hear those sounds, you'll be like, what the fuck is that? So you hear it more in context, the purpose of the library. And just to let you know that we have also other libraries coming up. They're not as weird as this one. They're more, we find that, well, first of all, there's a shit ton of companies, sample library companies. So we need to be a little bit more, see our strengths and see what people would like that we can do and that we could also use in our template, because we basically are composers. So we just want to have one patch, put it in a template in our slave machine and just get on with your life, right? You could just play and it sounds amazing, and not fiddle also too much with a GUI. That's something that a lot of friends in Los Angeles, composers for, you know, from big budgets to add advertisement. They just want to be fast and get cool stuff, and tweaking too much with the GUI is kind of like, so we just rather do the value added is us doing all the fucking sound design and programming it. So it's easiest, sounds cool. And I'm talking about other libraries, not this one. But this one is also just kind of simple GUI, but it's very useful just to have the effects and you know, you can enhance the sound to suddenly it was something kind of weird, and then you put reverb and convolution, weird convolution reverb, and it's like, whoa, that's useful. Now I can do something interesting. Yeah, so again, Gmo from pulsesetter-sounds. It's a hybrid sample library for film, video games, and trailer composers. Hopefully you like it, and as a condition, I think we're gonna give it away, or just a huge discount for kind of like get to know us price. But the condition is, I can't enforce it, of course, but let us know what you like, what you didn't like, because this is kind of like going from simple sampling to fucking making a little toy maraca sound like a huge taiko or Bram or whatever. And also working on the GUI with, I don't know, just drop us a line, let us know. We hang out also at vicontrol.net, some of the Facebook groups, but drop us a line anywhere. We'll find you. It's info@pulsesetter.com. And again, pulsesetter-sounds.com, and this library is called Epic Babies. Okay, thank you very much.